Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Digital Classroom. Okay, so I just brought Anna Week to physiotherapy and she's doing great, so that's good news. So what are we gonna do today in Digital Classroom? Okay, it's no secret that I absolutely love to tint my images. Now, in Photoshop there are many filters. And of course, on the iPad or iOS or Android, you can download a lot of programs that actually give you nice colors. But what if you don't want to use external apps, but you want to do it all in Photoshop? But you want to do it slightly different, right? You want to have total control over your color channels. Today, I'm going to show you a tip that does exactly that. And this one is very nice, and it's gonna blow your mind for your control. So let's head over to our iPad Pro with Photoshop. Okay guys, we are in Photoshop. Let's freak with some colors. And of course I chose this image with a reason, right? All the colors are in there. The first thing you have to do is create a duplicate layer. There we go. Okay, now this layer I want black and white. So let's add an adjustment layer and go for black and white. The only problem is I lost my color, and of course I want my color back, but with the control. Bear with me. Go for blend mode and go for soft light. Now this is a trick that I also sometimes use in Photoshop on the desktop by copying, for example, the red, the green or the blue channel and mix that together with the original image. So it's a little bit like that, but it's still different. So we now have that black and white layer, but I think it's a little bit too dark. So go back to that original image, so the middle one, and add another adjustment layer, only this time use curves. Okay, so now we have the original image on the bottom, we have the one that we're gonna retouch, for example with colors, in the middle, and then we have one with curves, and we have one with black and white. Okay, start with the one with curves. Okay, let's make it a little bit vintage. Let's raise the blacks. I really like that. A little bit of that washed out look. You can control how much by just changing the black point. For me, this is way too much. And this is too dark. So go a little bit in between. There we go. You can still control contrast, for example, by pulling here. And adding a little bit of contrast on the top. There we go. Really like this. Okay, click on this one. And now we're going to manipulate the colors. Do you want red a little bit darker? And move it to the left. Do you want it brighter? Move it to the right. Okay, very cool. Now do the same thing for yellow. Okay, greens. And cyan, for example. Give it a little bit more bite. Blues. Let's move that a little bit up. And the magenta for hair, let's make that dark. Now you might say, hey Frank, I really like this effect, but man, I don't like it in the hands. No problem. Do you see that Photoshop automatically puts these white squares here? Those are actually layer masks. So watch this. Take a brush, they're white, so make sure that your color is black. And now you can actually paint over the hands and get the original color back from the hands. There we go. And do the same thing here. Now you might say, hey Frank, that's not the original color. And you're absolutely right. It's actually the color from this layer, the one in the middle. If you want it back on the other one, no problem. Press this square. And now you can also start painting there. So at first it might be a little bit confusing, but all these white squares are also, of course, some sort of layer masks, meaning you can very easily change it for the black and whites or for the curves. And because they're stacked on top of each other, you can even combine the two with each other. So that's a very cool and handy trick in Photoshop on the iPad Pro. But most of all, changing the colors with your black and white conversion is a very powerful tool, because now you can literally adjust every color manually, and you can literally just make them lighter or darker. It's very powerful, and it sometimes can really enhance a shot to, well, from looking okay to absolutely looking wow. And if you're adventurous, you can also change your hard light or a vivid light. I don't really like it. I really like it on soft light. So for me, it's soft light. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this tip and incorporate it into your work. Now, wasn't that awesome? I just love that you can control so much within your image. And remember, every single image has different colors, so you can manipulate to your heart's content. But most of all, you can really target those colors. And in combination with the curves, so much flexibility. Hey guys, if you like these small tips, leave comments below, smash that like button because we really like that, but most of all, tell other people about our channel so we can grow. If you have any questions or remarks, leave them in the comments below and maybe you see your question answered in the next digital classroom. Bye guys!